Hello everyone and welcome to Xbox On. My name is Charley and today I'm going to be speaking to an incredible guest. Sarah Bond is sat with me today, but before we start, make sure if you want anything to do with Xbox, that Xbox On is your place. We do previews, we do news, everything. So make sure you subscribe right now. Do it right now. I know you won't. Okay, you've done it. Perfect. Anyway, Sarah, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm great. It's so good to see you in person.
In person as well. Fancy that.
I know. I had thought we'd met in person before because you see someone on a screen and you think it's real. So
the yellow kind of sticks with you, huh? So Sarah, obviously welcome back to the UK. It's always lovely to have you here, and I hear you've got a little bit of a busy week coming up. So what are you up to?
Well, first of all, I love the UK. Okay, I just want to be, I love spending time here. And I used to come quite often pre-pandemic because I really love the opportunity to connect with developers and publishers directly. And so coming back on a regular basis, now that we're able to travel more freely, is something that I'm excited to do. And you know, the UK is just such an important part of the gaming industry.
Oh yeah.
There are so many iconic, creative stories that come from UK developers. And we, Microsoft, actually have 4 game studios located here in the UK. Yeah. And we have actually over 1,000 employees here in the UK. 600 of them are developers.
Wow.
So the opportunity to connect both with teams outside of Microsoft that work with us, but also the teams that are part of our own Xbox first-party teams is pretty exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's also London Games Week, so I'm going to get to stop by there. And then I'm also going to get to cap it off by going to the BAFTAs, where we actually have 4 Xbox first-party games are nominated.
Congratulations.
Yeah. As Does Falls, Pentiment, Forza Horizon 5, and Elder Scrolls Online.
I mean, I don't want to be biased. I do think all of them should win.
Okay.
Big fan of them all, but that
too.
sounds like it's going to be fantastic. That's quite a week you've got there.
Yeah, and I get to present an award at the BAFTAs. I'm going to present the Best British Game Award.
Ooh, that's, I mean, it's best award of them all, really.
Yes, exactly.
Coming from a Brit. Love it. So I want to ask, I ask everyone who always comes around here, but what games have you been playing recently?
Oh man, well I got really into Hi-Fi Rush.
I think we all did, huh?
The whole family did. My kids couldn't stop playing, I couldn't stop playing, and I do love it. But I was also at GDC last week, so I got to see a whole bunch of stuff that teams are working on that isn't fully out yet. I can't share all of it, but I did get to play some of Planet of Lana, and it was just so beautiful and precious.
I remember seeing that at one of our showcases recently and it looking very nice.
Yes, I'm very excited for it.
Okay, I'm also now very envious. So I want to also say, as you already mentioned kind of at the top, we've already mentioned it, but we did speak a couple years ago, if you can believe it now, in the year long gone in memory, 2021, when you joined me on the Women of Xbox UK podcast. Watch it if you haven't, by the way. She makes me cry, it's dreadful, but it's a wonderful chat. And so I'm curious to know, how has your role changed since then, and what new bits and pieces have you been working on?
Gosh, it's been 2 years.
2 years.
You know, and I think that was also one of my first tweets, and now I tweet.
It was, you set it up, I remember.
I did, I was quite excited. Well, gosh, my team is essentially dedicated to everything that goes into creators and partners bringing their games to Xbox and working with Xbox. So that's our developer tools, that's our publishing tool sets, that's all of our commercial relationships. And so we get to do really cool things like curate all the games in Game Pass, the idea of Xbox programs on my team, but also all our strategic partnerships as well.
So just a little bit of work.
Just a tiny support role.
Just a tiny bit. And I know that you hugely champion diversity as well, not only in the work at Microsoft, but the games that you work with as well, right?
Yeah, you know, I'm particularly cognizant. I mean, I've lived my life as an African-American woman. And I think all the time about what I can do to improve the experience for others, not just African Americans, but for everybody, right? Like you want to leave the world better than you started it, right? And in my time in this industry, one thing that struck me is that, you know, gaming is truly the most immersive media form that there is. You know, in a game, you can connect with someone who you've never met, you don't know what they look like, you can have a shared achievement with them. You can also play a game that exposes you to a perspective or an experience that you would have never otherwise had.
Absolutely.
But when you look at the predominance of who gets to create games today, it isn't actually representative of everyone on the planet, right? And when you combine that with knowing that our children, people under 25 would way rather play a video game than any other form of media, I looked at that and I said, wow, we have both this is an imperative for us here, but also this huge opportunity. And that if we can really open up and make it possible for anybody to tell their story, to share their perspective through a game, that has such a huge impact on our ability as humans to just connect and to focus on what connects us more and what we have in common more than on what divides us.
Absolutely, and I think we spoke previously on that aforementioned podcast. You really should watch it, by the way. We both have kids, I believe now under 11. I think our daughters are the same age.
11.
11 next month for me. And I know that when I look back at that age, I wasn't playing games as diverse as what she's playing now, and backgrounds and the opportunities she's got. So knowing that her development as a gamer as well as a human being will be affected by the positive effects of gaming and what we've got on offer is just amazing, and I love to see it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's so good. So you did mention already GDC, and I wanted to circle back around on that because I've never been myself, and I just wanted to know what it was like. Did you enjoy it? Did you have a good time?
Well, it was awesome, and you better come next year.
I'll see what I can do. I might have to send a couple emails to see if I can get there. Or I
Okay.
can just tag along in your suitcase.
Okay, well, I'm going to make sure of it next year. It was fantastic. It's been a couple years since we've had GDC, really that's fully in person. They had 24,000 people. It really felt like the industry was back and together and full force. It was just such a huge jolt of energy. Honestly, I'm still sort of coming down from how excited I was. And we had two really cool pieces of news that we shared. The first is, if you can believe it, it's been 10 years of the Idea at Xbox program.
It's unbelievable.
It was started in 2013, the same year as the launch of the Xbox One. And so we just announced the impact of that program over the last 10 years. We've actually paid out $4 billion to developers.
That's incredible.
5,000 creators in the program now. 600 of them have actually had a game in Game Pass, which is pretty cool.
What a cool figure. I love that.
And it keeps growing. So we actually have added 700 more creators in the last year. So it's a program that's continuing to gain momentum. Even after 10 years, it's growing faster than ever. So we shared that, which was exciting to get to share and just share our commitment to independent developers with the world. But the second thing, which was just an amazingly emotional and beautiful moment, we announced our Developer Acceleration Program.
Yes, I remember seeing that, yeah.
And that is a program that is dedicated to supporting developers that come from communities that aren't today fully represented in gaming, or are building stories that really respectfully represent characters, narratives, and stories that come from communities that aren't fully represented.
So I think that's particularly exciting because I know loads of UK fans and UK creators as well get to have hands-on on a wider, diverse array of games, as well as getting all those stories out of their head and putting it on Xbox, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually have 700 developers in the UK who are currently developing for Xbox.
Incredible.
I'm getting to connect with some of them tomorrow, as I was telling you earlier. And it's also one of the things that I think is really special about Game Pass is Game Pass is great for players. They can find a game they otherwise wouldn't, but it's also great for creators because they can get discovered in ways they otherwise couldn't, because people are more willing to try a game that's new or novel if it's part of Game Pass and if they had to make a retail purchase from it. And one of the things that creators consistently tell me is that is one thing they deeply appreciate about the program. If they're thinking about trying a new mechanic or a storyline that's a bit untraditional or something innovative and edgy, with Game Pass, they feel more comfortable being able to do that because they know they're going to be able to find that audience. And so we just see so much opportunity for growth in the gaming industry, but also in particular from creators in the UK. So that's one of the reasons why I'm here, as I said earlier.
We're such an excitable country. We just want to play games and make things.
And you have beans on toast.
And we have beans on toast, absolutely. I mean, I don't want to horrify anyone, but I'm not a fan of beans on toast. I'm more of a spaghetti hoops on toast kind of gal, if that's all right.
Okay, I'll still talk to you. The only thing is that I actually...
But I'm not getting a Christmas card anymore.
No, I did. I was educated in the UK. Not everybody knows this about
you were here for
me.
like 10 years, right?
Yeah, I lived here for 10 years. And I spent about 5 of them only eating beans on toast.
Exclusively. I love it. Just fueled on the stuff.
Pretty much, yes.
So talking about general health, what do you feel the future of the industry is like at the moment? Are we looking good for the rest of the year? Are we going to have a healthy one?
I think we absolutely will. I'm really excited for the rest of the year. There's some fantastic games coming out. one of them I'm most excited about is Redfall. Yes. I'm really excited about that.
And it's nearly here as well.
And Diablo 4, which just looks.
Did you have a go in the beta, Jess?
I have played it, yes. I gave a try of Necromancer, which was pretty amazing.
Yeah, Necromancer Sorcerer is normally my type. I unfortunately didn't get the Puppy Wolf backpack. You had to get to level 20 and I didn't get there.
All right, well next time maybe.
Yeah, next time
so really, really great games coming out. Just fantastic innovation coming out across the industry. But I'm also excited. I've been spending a lot of time with Phil and the team on the Activision Blizzard King deal. I'm excited to see us close that deal. It's just going to give so much opportunity for us to take everything that we do as Xbox, really putting the player at the center, really giving developers and creators opportunity, and to continue to scale that and grow that once they join our team. So that's another big thing. And then the last thing that people have been talking a lot about, and I think is going to be enormously powerful, is just looking at how AI is going to be able to influence our industry. We were talking earlier about how I see it as so important that everybody get the opportunity to express themselves through a game. But gaming, unlike music and video, isn't as accessible to citizen creators. You see some examples of it, but it's not universal. And that's because it's hard to make a game. Gaming is really complex. It's high latency, it's interactive, it's multivariate, it's very performant. And so AI, I feel like, can really democratize game development, give opportunities for more people to create. And I'm really excited for what that will do. And when you combine it too with powerful tools of discovery it can drive, it just kind of turbocharge all of that. I see a world where we're going to see more creation in games and make it easier for people to match people with the games that they love.
Amazing. Also, I recently spoke to Phil as well, and he kind of said the same about ABK and the way everything's going. He even touched on AI as well, so I can just feel this like general swell of excitement coming for you guys around it, and it's wonderful to watch unfold. And I know we've got some other big things happening on the rest of the year. You mentioned Redfall, we've got Starfield as well. We know we're going to be getting a developer direct on that. So, I don't know how much you're involved with those titles, but it must be pretty exciting to see them come into fruition, right?
It is. And then, of course, we're going to have our normal summer showcase as well. So lots of cool stuff coming.
I'll get the popcorn in. Wonderful. Well, I think that's everything we've got time for, really, Sarah. I know you're very, very busy this week. So I'm going to remind everyone at home, if you still haven't yet, make sure you are subscribing to Xbox On, because we get to have fun chats with Sarah and we give you all the preview, news and gameplay you need on everything covering Xbox. So we'll see you in the next one. And Sarah, thanks again for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, folks.